Welcome to episode 11 of Malevolence. We have come a long ways. Nobody has technically died yet. We'll see what happens this episode. But first, I'm Noble Goblin, and let's meet the crew. Kick it over to Chris.
What's up, everybody? My name is Chris, or Mia El Chivo. You can find me under that name in our Discord. And I am playing the character Byron Aldrich, the human champion of Pharasma. And he just got himself in a bit of a pickle last week, so we're going to see if I can survive or not. I think I will pass this over to Justin.
What's up, guys? My name is Justin. You may know me as Skull525 on Discord. I am playing Elias Vale, human investigator. Is he with the party? Is he against? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's kick it over to Rocket.
It's Rocket. I am playing the cleric Rosgarn Sangrabel. And he is, at the current moment, a little more interested in a book they found than whatever Byron got himself caught up in. Over to you, Red.
Hey everybody, I'm Big Red, and tonight I'm playing Varric Stonevale, the Dwarven Thaumaturge, follower of Pharasma. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Also, like I do most every other episode, a quick disclaimer. This is a horror module, so there are some adult themes of murder, maybe something grotesque being described, or even other things that fall along the horror genre. Just be advised if you listen to this. We are also using the Malevolence module from Paisio. We are not sponsored by them, but it's a great module, and I am not going word for word by the module, so if you want to play it, it's a good one to pick up. And with that, let's jump into it. Manor. It doesn't need to raise its voice. It waits. It listens. And when that moment seems just right, it calls. A sound that broke the silence. Soft, deliberate, almost easy to ignore. But not quite. Our champion heard it, and so he followed. Step by step along that second floor balcony, the darkness stretching long beneath him, the boards under his feet creaking with each step. At the far end stood the grandfather clock, tall, immaculate, untouched by the dust and decay of this manor. Its polished wood gleaming faintly in the light as it ticks, steadily, precisely, unbothered. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Something was wrong. This rhythm didn't just mark time, it echoed it. For a brief, impossible moment, the champion hears it. Footsteps layered beneath the ticking, not his own. Too slow, too deliberate, as if someone has walked this same path before him, step for step, with the tick and the talk. A whisper slips between the seconds, faint, distorted, almost a voice caught in mid-sentence. Gone the instant he tries to hear it clearly. The air tightens, each step closer. It feels familiar, not safe, familiar. As though he's not approaching this clock for the first time, but repeating something he's already done, already decided. And the clock keeps keeping track, waiting for the moment. It knows it's coming. He reaches it. The ticking does not stop. It grows louder. And from the darkness, just beyond that perfect, patient rhythm, something answered, and it strikes. You are hit from the shadows. Your friends are away from you. As you stand there, sword, shield at the ready, a figure emerges. Not the grotesque image of what you've been seeing lately in this house, not some undead patron, but a woman, vaguely familiar, not like that time in the attic. Steps out in front of you. What do you see?
My God. So I assume she looks normal, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I'm standing there for a second, awestruck. And Byron's eyes, they kind of get wide for a minute. And you see his sword and his shield, they both drop to his side. And he just says, Mother? Is that you? He steps forward for a moment. I think he's kind of awestruck by this. He doesn't know exactly what to feel. Something inside of him tells him it's not real, but there's a part of him that wants to believe it, so he steps forward, hoping that maybe she responds.
Figure doesn't move. It's silent, lingers. Her head's kind of tilted up. Before I continue, how does she look? How does your mother look in this scene? I mean, it's as if it's your normal mother from your childhood.
She's standing there, and she's got like shoulder-length brown hair and green eyes. She's a fair-skinned woman, pretty, not skinny. She kind of just stands there, and she's wearing your basic, maiden's clothes, I guess. A simple dress and tunic. And it looks like she's recently been cooking in the kitchen. She's probably got a couple stains of flour on her clothes, and her hands look a little bit dirty from maybe kneading dough or something. It's a very familiar look to him, something that reminds him of his childhood.
But as you step forward, the world around you seems to vanish. Even though it's still there, but to you, you see your mother. You see that faint signs of cooking in the kitchen. You can even smell the baked bread or the sweet tarts that she might have made in your childhood. She looks down at you, her nose just a little whisper, as she says, "My son, it's been too long. How are you?"
It's been too long. I'm well. How are you here?
Looks around, almost confused. "Why, we're home. Your father's in the kitchen now, waiting for you. Please, follow me." As she slowly turns, she reaches out as if waiting for you to take her hand.
Shoot, okay. Damn. I've got to decide. I think he sits there for a second, and he's looking at her with her hands outstretched to him, and he almost reaches his hand out to grab it when like a vision flashes in his eyes, in the back of his mind, of the image of his memories from his mother standing in the attic. And she doesn't look normal. For a split second, it looks like her body is rigid and stiff as she's standing there, almost like she's got invisible puppet strings attached to her, and her head is kind of crooked to the side, and you hear a clicking noise coming from her, and then it vanishes. It goes back to her. And I think he would take a step back, probably, and say, You've been gone for years. I cannot believe this." I think he's going to look up towards the doors to the north to see if his companions are entering this direction yet or not.
As you look north, the sheen is going to shift as it moves from the grandfather clock, overlooking the grimy windows of the front lawn, the light barely spilling in. We are now in an office room. The severed remains of the hand still on the table. The books scattered as if been searched by our group. Roscar still holding that book. What are y'all doing in here?
Well, so what we just did is Roscar had just found a latch, like a false book latch on the shelf. Elias had just found a stack of books. One of them had to do with the void mirror, which is something that Roscarn pinged on, so they swapped spots. Roscarn is now looking at that book regarding the void mirror, and I believe Elias was about to look at the book latch, but I'll let his player describe that.
So you're staring at this book latch. Y'all have already tested it to where you moved it a little bit. You can see the mechanisms under the book as it tilts forward. You're not quite sure what it leads to, but you know something might happen if you tilt it all the way forward.
Well, should we try it, or should we wait for everybody to be in this room before we all die?
So if we were to look over there, I imagine we just sort of see Byron just standing there, like eyeing the clock or something. Like from our perspective, we don't realize he's locked in like a mental dream or something. And so,
How
in my
far
opinion,
away are y'all from each other?
we're like 45 feet.
Varric, why don't you roll me a perception roll as you kind of glance back. You've noticed Byron's left. The doors are open, so you can see across to that grandfather clock.
Okay.
You kind of glance over. At first, you notice Byron and don't see nothing odd. Then you see a figure, hideous and grotesque. It's like skin leathered on bones, water dripping off its body, puddles of water on the floor, and Roskarn, but Byron has his sword down, as if in conversation with this creature.
Yeah, so I think he would step out, like with his eyes kind of squinted, like, what? What's going on over here? And he would step to the edge of the balcony here and, confirm his suspicions.
As we move forward, we'll flip back to Byron for a moment. Byron, you're not sure about this woman. It looks like your mother. It smells like your mother. But how could it be your mother? She smiles at you again as you say, you don't know about this. You can't be her. But, dear, we just need to go to Father in the kitchen. We'll eat your favorite meal. We'll go sing at the piano. I mean, all your favorite childhood memories we will do. You only take my hand as she holds it out again. And this is about the time, Varric, when you make it to the balcony, so you are a part of the scene now.
Okay. I personally think I would like to roll a will save specifically for this
I
one.
got you.
Because that is going to dictate how I act on this right here.
Not be private.
Byron, come on, baby. No fucking way.
Now, for the audience, he just rolled a nat 1. He does have a new grit point because it's a brand new episode. Do you use your grit point or do you go with that 1?
No, I'm going narrative right here. I'm taking her hand. I don't want to re-roll that one. Byron sheathes his sword, puts his shield on his back, and he reaches his hand out and he grabs her hand.
Grab her hand, her fingers soft and delicate. You can feel the calluses from her long times in the kitchen. The world around you begins to swirl. The darkness engulfs the area. Varric, you see Byron struggle for a moment, looking at this woman. And then he reaches up, without hesitation almost, and grabs this creature's hand. And when you do, the creature almost looks at you with a smile as they both blink out of existence, leaving nothing but the water and the wetness on the ground around the grandfather clock.
Guys, Byron is gone. Byron is gone. As he's like, I think he would, like stumble backwards through the door and turn around. Did you hear me? Byron is gone.
What do you mean Byron is gone?
He shook the ugly thing's hand and they blinked out of existence. They were right there in front of the clock. And then he was staring at this gross, ugly beast. And he put his sword away and he took its hand. Now they're gone.
Elias is going to run down towards the clock and start to investigate the clock.
As you take off running, the creaks, the wood almost echo louder as you're trying, like, racing against time. What happened to Byron? The world begins to just seems like your focus of this mission. You're an investigator. You know what you're doing. As you make it to the clock, you see puddles around this grandfather clock. The grandfather clock standing 8 foot tall, made of pure mahogany wood, gleaming and ticking. What do you do?
Elias, you can fight him, right?
Well, I will do my best. Elias would like to investigate the tower, like see if there's something under, or not the tower, the clock, to see if there's anything like underneath of it. He remembers the image of like a hidden door or a trap door, essentially. So he's going to kind of look for that to see if maybe they disappeared into the clock.
Definitely. Roll me a perception roll. And Varric, I rolled your haunt roll, and you, as Elias is rolling his perception, investigate the clock. You get a feeling that there's a haunt or something in this area.
Elias, don't touch anything.
As your perception roll is running that, you do notice on the top of the clock, almost where you can't really reach it, there is a hidden latch where a lock would be.
You said where I can or cannot reach it.
But you might be able to tiptoe and kind of touch it, but it's at the very tip top of this clock.
What do you see? What are you looking at?
Well, there's a latch up there at the top of this tower, of this clock. If we touch this or open this, I think we need everybody here.
He would shout across the balcony. Rosgard, can you come over here?
He'll move over. Stow the book he was looking at into his pack. Come over.
So there's a latch here. He's thinking about hitting it. I'm gonna give him a boost. And you might have to...
I thought you told me not to touch anything.
Well, we gotta do something. If Rosgard's here, he can at least smack us out of it. And he would lean down, put his knee, and put both of his leathered hand gloves on his knee, giving you a place to put your foot.
Elias will kind of shake his head and go, well, don't fault me for what happens. And he'll step up and get a boost and unlatch it.
Locked. You will have to roll some thievery to unlock that lock.
He will do so. Is this a blind roll?
You don't have to roll that blind. It can be normal.
16 on the die for a 26 total.
You hear a click, but you can tell it's still locked, and you got to continue to score successful lock picking checks. You need at least 2 more successes.
Probably dealing with an advanced lock.
Vark's
All right.
holding him up, and he's like... He heard the click. He's like, didn't open? Keep going. By the way, you have nice boots.
Thank you. This lock seems to be multiple pin codes in this, so it may take a while.
I can do this all day.
For those of you at home, I accidentally rolled that blind, so I don't know what I got.
Technical difficulties, y'all. 1 second.
No worries.
17. You hear another click. Tell you're within grasp. If you can pass 1 more thievery check, this lock will pop open.
While they're working on the lock, Varric boosting and Elias futzing with latches and whatnot. Rosgarn is just going to put this on himself. And while those two are busy working on that, and even if Varric or Elias look at him, they just might see him do maybe like a quick prayer motion or whatever. They don't actually see any energies or whatnot, but it's just Rosgarn preparing himself for the worst.
Just for everybody at home, I'm gonna let you know the spell is called Animus Mind. It's where Rosgarn has implanted like a mental mind within his psyche. So if somebody attacks it, pretty much they will get damaged. Am I correct in explaining that? Got it.
Yeah, basically, if somebody tries to mess with Rosgarn's mind will mess with them back.
That's awesome.
Sounds badass.
Did do that last thievery check. So as you hear that last click, puff of air billows out as the top of the grandfather clock opens up. Even the part of the clock kind of folds down, and standing in front of you, staring at you, is a throbbing, pulsing brain. It's still wet and juicy. You see electrodes and wires kind of connecting to different parts of this brain. What do you do, Elias?
Hold still, I'm going to shoot this thing. And Elias is going to take his crossbow off his back and shoot it. Shoot at the brain.
All right, roll me an attack roll. As you pull your crossbow out, being held up by Varric. Varric, this human's getting heavy, even for your dwarven strength, and you just can't keep it that steady. So as he pulls that crossbow and shoots, maybe you wobble or maybe you rock a little bit, but the aim isn't true, and it dings off the mahogany wood, leaving a little scratch on this almost perfect mahogany. As you shoot at a brain that just happens to be in this grandfather clock, we are changing scenes real quick. We are moving to another space in the manor where Brand.
Yeah, I'm here. Looks like I'm in a kitchen.
You come to from the darkness. You smell the cooking of baked bread. It smells heavenly. You're sitting at a table, a long table, dusty and dirty, but the plate in front of you is clean. The windows to the outside, a little smudged, but you can see the sun coming. Almost hear a bird chirping in the distance. You can hear your mother humming as she fusses with the old wood stove in this kitchen. What do you do?
I think he stands here for a minute and takes it in. And then he takes a deep inhale through his nose. And the smell of that warm bread, the familiar smell that like came from his mother's cooking specifically, fills his nostrils and gets a warm feeling inside. That tingly feeling you get when like a song hits real good or a movie scene makes you feel some feelings. And then he sits down at the table and he waits for his plate to be filled. I feel like he's probably also kind of looking around for his dad at the same time.
Daddy?
Father, where are you?
You hear your mother begin to hum a tune you remember from your childhood that she used to hum when she cooked. You hear the noise of the potbelly stove. You feel the heat coming, radiating on your back. Oh dear, where is your father? He should have been here by now. Byron, will you busy yourself and go up to the study and get him for me?
Yeah, I can do that, and I will get up and head towards the study. Which direction, from my perspective, would it be? Is it going to be the east, south?
Well, in your muddled state, I will say you want to go south. Maybe to this door right here south of you.
I think that's the direction I'll head. I'll go south. Open that door. Ooh, my bad. I'll walk into this little room. Looks like there's a window.
Walk into this room, and you can tell this is a study, but you swore this was your father's study. This is a pantry. You see rotting food, rotting thing. You even see like looks like body parts, like laid on the different little shelves. You hear a squawk coming from the window and a tap, 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 tap.
Look at the window.
It's like a bird, like frantically tapping. It's wearing this kind of metal headgear, but the birds don't wear headgear. But it looks like it has a headgear on it. As it taps, taps, taps. You hear your mother call, Byron, the bread's ready. Come eat, hurry. Is your father coming?
I'll look back at the door and I'll call to her. Yeah, he's on his way. Just a minute, and then I'll look back at the window because it kind of has my attention. I'll step towards the window. Does it open by chance, or is it just a single pane?
It is closed, but it can be pulled open upwards.
I think I'm gonna step forward and try to open the window.
What is your strength score right now?
My strength score is currently +4.
Well, why don't you roll me that athletics roll, or even a strength, as this window has been open for decades and it's just kind of jammed.
You want that public? Is that fine?
Oh, that is a public roll, yes.
Throwing it out there. That's a 10 on the die for 19.
19. It's hard. Your muscles strain, but it creaks open with a whoosh. The bird flies in, completely ignoring you, flying through the door as it squawks in the other room, loud and just very loudly, almost earth-shattering squawks.
I think I'm gonna follow it into the room as it goes in there, right back through the door I came.
As you walk in, you see the bird facing off with your mother. The bird begins to speak a language you don't understand, I do not believe.
Is it speaking to me? Oh, sorry. Go for
to
it.
your mother. You hear your mother hiss at it. What do you do? It looks like this bird is about to attack your mom.
I think I'm gonna charge forward and try to grab the bird out of the air.
Give me a grapple.
Oh, it is. I can actually target this one too, so I will do so. Opening basic action macro to grapple. The 16 on the die for a 25.
Full success. You have this bird in hand. It is restrained, and it cannot move unless it makes an escape roll right now.
Perfect.
Grab the bird out of the sky, your mother. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I'll look at the bird and I'll say, I'm sorry, Mother. I don't know what that was about. Let me take care of this. And I will carry the bird back to the window.
Oh, dear, hold on. That bird's perfect for stew tonight. Put it in the pot. And she holds the pot. You did do a crit one, so I let this go longer than I should have. But roll me another will save, as she's, telling you to put this bird in a pot. that just tried to
Okay.
Where is this weird metal mask?
I have my resilient mind and spirit ward active with this as well, I assume. 10 on the die for a 22.
22. You have to question your mom. Begin to think, this is not right. We are not at home. This is not where my dad would be. This is this old, stuffy kitchen, and why does this bird have a mask? Why would I put it in a pot? These questions begin to rattle in your mind over and over. As you finally look up at your mother, what you see is not the beautiful mother you would just see it. Ugly and haggard, the bones snapping, almost the exact image of that addict, the undead creature that used to be your mom, that killed your father, standing before you. Her huge smile on its face as it holds out its hand, waiting for you to hand it the bird.
I think at that point, Byron is going to release the bird and draw his sword.
Quick pause in that scene. We are flipping back to the second floor, where the investigators just tried to shoot a living brain in the clock. It was a miss, Elias. You are still standing on Varus's shoulders. Rosgard, you have protected yourself from mental attacks. What are y'all doing now?
I think Varric would like to recall knowledge this brain.
Rosgard's just going to stab it.
Hey. While you're thinking about the brain, Rosgard, roll me an attack roll.
Varric, stand still.
That's a 3 on the die for a 13.
Again, as you try to stab this brain is just too agile, I guess. It's just you miss completely. Varric. Let's see. Occultism and religion.
I am holding still. You're wobbly.
Well, with your recall knowledge, you know brains are not supposed to be in clocks, first of all. That is not how they run. What question would you like to ask for this brain?
Let me see. Is this thing corporeal?
It is
Or is
corporeal. You know, it is definitely living. It is definitely there. You can actually reach out and touch the squishy like membranes of glands of this brain if you wanted to.
He would like to, but he would like to use his hatchet to do so.
Are you going to attack it too?
Yeah.
Okay, roll attack roll.
12.
I do have grip points. If any of y'all want to re-roll your attack rolls with that grip point, I will allow that. But that is also a miss. I want to say, since y'all both missed, as you sling your hatchet towards this, are you going to roll the grip point?
No, I think it fits because, like, I got one hand holding up Elias and I took my hand away, like, pulled in, and I just did a shitty strike. It makes sense.
So far, this what once beautiful grandfather clock is getting several chips and scratches now. Would somebody else like to attack it or try something else?
Yeah, I'll swing again.
Hey, Roscoe.
Are these map strikes or just straight strikes?
They're strap strike. We're not in combat, so I'm not counting map because y'all can take your time here. You're not in a rush trying to hit it over and over. Again, this brain is just too agile. As it sits there unmovingly, you miss this strike to this brain.
Elias, are you done up there?
Yes, set me down so we can fight it.
Okay, and he, like, helps you to the floor.
And then
you
Elias.
regain footing. Would you like to attack it?
Yes, Elias will reload and shoot.
Attack roll.
Yeah.
So it's not letting me. All right, hold on. There we go. I got it.
Ground. You plant your feet. You fire your crossbow, and you roll an 18. That is just enough to strike this brain. Roll me some damage. Sinks deep into the membranes. One of the like wires attached kind of breaks off. You mentally hear a scream in your head, Elias. What happens in the first floor is what really we need to see. Take it, Bart.
Yeah, he's going to take a swing too.
Oh, no.
Initiative, Byron. As you pull your sword, as you come to your wits, you know this is not your mother. Your mother grabs her head and begins to scream in pain as if something just struck it in the back of the head. Some damage for this your mother.
Mommy.
Oh, no.
Your screams, her holding her head. She sits up, rubbing the back. You can almost looks like this reddish, congealed blood is actually on her hand after she wiped where she was holding. She looks at you. Your friends. There's no way you will survive this. Find your mother soon enough. With that, she points her hand at you, and in 2 actions, she's casting a spell called Impending Doom. You sift through a myriad of potential futures, seizing upon one that is particularly gruesome to you. Roll me. It will save. DC 22 should be on the chat box.
Rolling now. We got a 16 on the die for a 28.
Yes. With a success, you're unaffected for 1 round. On the second round, it becomes off guard. Finally, on the third round, it becomes frightened. At the end of the third round, it takes half damage. All right. So, right now, we're fine. You'll be able to kind of push it off to not think about it. But you still see that image. Maybe in the back of your brain, something that might have happened to you as a child, something horrible. Right now, what's more important is this bitch in front of you. You know, you smiling. See her move her hand for her last action as she's going to attempt to strike you with it. It's almost as if it's coming in to touch you. The hand passes through your body. Cold chills. Oh, that's a miss. Come on. I read the wrong card. It misses you. You're able to dodge out of the way. Byron, you are up.
Amazing. I have my sword drawn.
Should be
Check
on
really.
That should be on.
Okay, I'm gonna use an action. It's not actually sheathed, but I sheathed it earlier, so I'm gonna put it away. Just with my sword in my hand right now, I think Byron would recognize he might need the extra protection, so he's gonna use an action to draw his shield. He'll step forward, and when he does, he looks at this creature and he says, "No one impersonates my mother." He targets her with a strike for his final action. It's an 8 on the die. I'm gonna re-roll this with my grit point. Natural 20.
Roll damage.
All right, let's go. Damage going out. We got a 2 on the die for 10 points of damage total.
She screeches of pain as your ghost-touched sword slashes into her, blood pouring out of the wound. You move back into the upstairs manor. You guys, everybody, let's add you guys to the initiative.
Well, there's my nat 20.
End turn on my end.
You're up. This brain's still standing there. What do you do?
He is going to exploit vulnerability on this creature. Is this token for it?
Yeah, that's just a placeholder. I stuck it there for now. I should have stuck her there.
Would I target her for exploit vulnerability?
Change that.
Okay. And then with finding no weaknesses, he takes the hatchet in his hand and kind of holds it close to his lantern, and it seems to charge with a blue energy, and he strikes at the brain. Oh. Poopy.
It's a miss. Critical miss.
I'm gonna use a hero point. Oh my goodness.
Another critical miss. As your hatchet digs deep into this wood, it's going to take you an action now to pull it out to re-attack with it.
The fuck? He will do that.
Have your hatchet.
That is my turn. Son of a bitch.
Rosgard. Its brain pulses in front of you. Hasn't moved, hasn't attacked you. You're not quite why, but you know this brain needs to die. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Rosgard's just gonna stab at the brain in the case again.
It's a miss as you try to stab this brain. Maybe some unseen force keeps diverting your weapons, but you cannot quite get a solid hit.
Rosgard will step back for his second action. We're just gonna why can't he move?
These bottom 4 squares aren't accessible.
Okay, that's probably why. He's just gonna step back a little bit. Actually, no, he doesn't need to do that. You just cancel all that movement, put him back where he was, and yeah, he'll just kind of lean back, put his hand out, and shoot a divine lance at the brain. Clearly the sword isn't... For some reason he can't seem to aim his sword, so maybe some spiritual energy. And it is an attack roll, so I have to go with map. But that's fine.
Oh my.
Unless it's a nat 1, in which case it's not fine. But that's the turn.
Ooh.
Dang.
As soon as that goes haywire, he's going to look at his hands and kind of wonder. It's got them all. askew.
Who would have thought a brain that is stationary is so difficult to hit?
Yeah. I hate to do this, but you sick. Very sick, my dear. And I will have to take care of you, because I am a loving mother. She holds out her hand as a beam of light strikes at you. Scratch that. Beam of light strikes towards you as a ray of sickness hits you, and I do believe a Malevolence is a critical miss.
Yes.
She does not look happy as she attempts to swing her hand at you one last time, Byron. Hit 10 damage. As her hand passes through you, the coldness seeping in as the scene moves back to the brain upstairs. No, it's actually Byron's turn. Scene shifts to you, Byron. We will fade to black and pick this up next time on episode 12.
Shit.
Byron is separated, fighting his mother as the group tries to fight a stationary brain. Which will win, the brain or the group? Stay tuned next time.
Let's go.
Pew, pew, pew.
That took a huge turn. I did not expect that grabbing her hand was going to make me disappear.
And then us look like the Three Stooges over here.
Right? I'm sitting here fighting my own mother.
As
I'm
we're
having
like,
some super technical difficulties with Foundry at the moment. Give me a second.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I know
Oh,
at one
map
point
is-
the map got all goofy.
Yeah, and then now I got a bunch of extra walls that I did not put here. Like everywhere.
Yeah, and there was like doors over here a little bit ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the world's going on.
Interesting. Well, while we figure that out, folks, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for next episode. We'll see you next time.